Hey guys, it's Bree. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so sorry that I've been gone for so long. In these past 2 to almost 3 weeks, I have been in the process of moving into my boyfriend's family's house. I was putting stuff into my storage unit. I was helping my mom move down to Clearwater. So it's just been a pretty busy week. On top of that, I have been sick. Me just being out in the heat all day, I live in Florida. It always feels like we're at like Hell's Gates or whatever, like we're in hell. It's so hot. It feels like 115 degrees here every day. So being in that type of heat just doesn't react well to my immune system. So I just always felt tired and I just didn't feel motivated at like all to do anything. But I'm finally feeling better now. I'm taking medication for my infection. It has also been a really sad week here. As I've said before in my other videos, where my boyfriend lives, we have cats here. They're kind of like half stray, half domesticated, you would say. We feed them, usually like I think probably like breakfast and dinner. We try to take care of them the best way we can, but we can't always keep them safe. We do what we can. Recently, Nubby, Panda 2.0, Panda, the mama cat, and a black and white cat, which was the kitten, they were taken by coyotes. It's really hard for us. There's just a lot of cats, we can't all keep them in crates, some are too big to be in crates. We've just thought that they would be safe out there. The only one that is left in that litter is a kitten named Cinnamon. She is a little girl. She's really tiny too. She is, I believe, the runt of the litter, and we have introduced her to the front cats. So she's just adjusting. Cinnamon, and we have 2 other kittens from another litter whose mother was also unfortunately taken by a coyote. We put them in crates. Obviously, since they're from 2 different litters, we keep them separated. But it's only for over the night. Usually they're put in between 11 to like 7:30 or around 8. Whoever wakes up and there's like sunlight out, not when it's like dusk or like dawn. Before I get deeper into this video and get more into the eyeshadow palette I will be playing with, I do want to say a quick little disclaimer. Obviously, I'm in a new house. This is a new setup. I am not in a room by myself anymore where it's isolated. You will probably hear a TV in the background. You will hear people talking in the background. You will probably hear my boyfriend cursing at his TV because he plays Fortnite. We all love him though, but there's nothing really much I can do about that. I'm not gonna be rude to them and be like, oh, like shut up, like stop talking, I'm filming. I'm not gonna be like that. That's rude. They're a funny family, If there's like a funny little bit that's going on, I'll probably leave it in here, bring some comedy to life. But okay, that's pretty much it with this disclaimer, and now let's actually get deeper into the video. Today I will be playing with the Little Black Beauty Book Warm Edition. It is by e.l.f. Cosmetics, and when you open it, you get quite a variety of colors. Since it is a warm edition, obviously it's going to play with a lot of neutrals. It does have quite a bit of blue and green. It also has a really pretty gold shade right here. I will be swatching only a few of the shades. I'm not going to be swatching all, but I do have a few favorites I do want to show you guys. And then also, while doing my makeup, I will be talking about something that's really important to me, and it's important to a lot of people I know and a lot of people I look up to. I'm going to be talking about mental illness. I'm going to be talking about my own personal experiences with anxiety and depression and stuff that works for me. Now, I'm not a psychologist. I will say though, I did take 2 psychology courses while in college, so I'm like 10% there. So I mean, if you want to listen, you can, but this is coming from me personally. This is how I deal with my depressive episodes. This topic is very important to me. I believe it's still not talked about enough. I still think some people see it as a joke when it's not. To me, mental illness is a serious thing to me. When I was 15 years old, actually maybe, I think it was younger than that. I think when I was 14 years old, I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression. I was actually diagnosed with a severe anxiety disorder, and since then I've had a few really serious anxiety attacks. It has definitely stopped me from good opportunities. Let me just stop real quick and say that I have a mirror now. It really took me like a long time to get used to it. It took me a long time to cope with it and to find healthy coping mechanisms, which is hard when you're young and you don't really understand why during the day you can be having a good day and the next minute you're just like hyperventilating, you're freaking out, you're crying. There has been one time where I had a really bad anxiety attack and I forgot where I was for a little bit. And it was scary. Like, it was scary, okay? It's not easy to live with sometimes. Sometimes it really just makes me like not want to do anything, which is how these past few weeks have been for me, which is why I didn't really post and which is why I kept on delaying when I was going to do my YouTube video, because I just had like no motivation to do anything. But thankfully I'm out of that mindset now. I'm just happy that I'm in a more better mental state than I was these past few weeks. From what I've learned, and I know you guys are gonna be like, really, Brie, that's what like everyone says, but honestly, like hanging out with my friends and like going outside and being in the sun, even though the sun is like terrible for me, that is something that would really help me. I know it's hard to go out and like be out with your friends and pretend that you're having like a good time when like you really don't want to be there at all. But for me, you know, eventually it works, you know. Another thing that helps me is like listening to music, watching shows that I love that make me smile and laugh. And I think it's nice to have your alone time sometimes, but I do know that it's not healthy to be alone all the time. And I know when I have episodes with my depression, I really don't want to go anywhere, but I know for me that's just not healthy. So I do try to make plans with friends. You know, like, you want to come over, you want to go to the dog park, we can just hang out and chill. I remember me and my friend, we went up on this tower in Anclote because we wanted to watch like the waves and the birds like go by. And I remember on the walk back to my car, I had 3 anxiety attacks like back to back, no joke. And my friend taught me a coping mechanism that I think is so clever, and it really does work, at least for me, I will say. When I was having the anxiety attacks, she was asking me like, name 3 things you can hear, name 3 things you can taste, smell, touch, so it kind of brings you back to your senses, and it works. It works for me. I think if you're ever in that type of situation where you are having an anxiety attack, you should try it. Again, I am not a licensed psychologist, did not get my PhD in psychology. This is just something that helps me with my anxiety attacks, and maybe it might work with you. Does anyone else like hate how long it takes to put foundation on? Hate it. For those who have anxiety and who have depression, you always do have someone to go to. You may feel like you don't, but you do. I promise you, even if you feel like you have no one to go to, there's always someone in your life who is willing to listen to you when you need them the most. That person to me is my boyfriend. He has always been there for me. He has always been my rock. And we just have a really good support system between each other. We support each other at our lows, at our ups, through anything, which I think is really important to have in your life, no matter if that's like your mom, your brother, your best friend, one of your friends, a cousin, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. It's just good to have that one special person in your life. It really is. Another thing is that I'm no longer using that concealer. The Maybelline concealer just did not work out. I do not think it's worth it, even though I think it was like $5 or $6. It just completely takes away your foundation. Like, okay, that's like really rude. Okay, also sorry if I'm like looking two ways right now. I have my mirror in my hand. Okay, so since I am no longer using concealer until at least I get paid again and I can get a new one, please comment down below good drugstore concealers. I am begging you, please. I am using e.l.f. Cosmetics contour palette. When you swipe your finger along the banana shade, it looks like this. It's really pretty. It really does a good job lightening the under area, and it highlights your highlighting points on your face. Since I am the queen of reusing brushes, I am going to take this angled contour brush. I don't know the brand. I am terrible at this whole entire YouTube thing. Yes, I know. I'm going to take a little bit and then I'm going to dab it on. You can also use this with a damp beauty blender, but for some reason I feel like this powder doesn't react well to water because it does clump up very easily. Okay, and now I am going to be taking this shade right here. I am going to collect a good amount, and something that I have just now noticed is that these contour shades have a slight shimmer in them. I really hate this piece of hair right here. It's so annoying. Okay guys, so I am back. So what pretty much happened, I literally started like contouring my face and I just completely zoned out and I just like stopped talking because I was just so concentrated on like blending my contour and everything. So that is now done. Now the next step I am going to do is bake. And let me tell you, yesterday I had such a good bake on. It was so good. e.l.f. HD powder, the setting powder you want. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on my eye, dabbing it. And you really don't even have to use a lot of it. And so much goes on your skin. It's so great. And usually what I pretty much always do is I leave my bake on until after I'm done with my eyeshadow. And I feel like the longer you leave it on, I think it like brightens up your skin. But honestly, who knows? I might just be crazy. Now that I am done putting my bake on, I am going to swatch a few favorite colors of mine off this palette and then we'll get started on the eyes. I have chosen this gold color to be one of my favorites, this blue color, this maroon color, maybe I don't know my colors. I have chosen this color right here, and then I have chosen this color. Those are them swatched on my arm. I'm going to put Flashback all over my eyes. I believe having A good white base is really important to have because it brightens the colors. And I'm going to put a lot on. Now that I bought this mirror, I can actually do both of my eyes. The color I will be using as my transition shade will be this tan shade right here. Doing this gets tiring. The next shade I will be taking is this light green shade. I will be putting this shade in my crease. Also, another thing you should know is that I am literally terrified of using blue and green eyeshadows just because I know that they can get really messy and that they can stain your eyelids pretty easily. So this is my first time actually ever using the green, and I thought the power went out. This is my first time actually ever using the green and blue shades in this palette, and I'm really hoping they all blend together really well. I am noticing that the green kind of just goes away. I don't know if maybe it was the brown I used, but this green is looking like poop. Next, I am also putting this lightish green shade. It does have quite a little bit of sparkle in it. I will also be putting this green shade on the outer corner of my eye. Love that lightning back there. I am kind of noticing that some areas are more patchier than others. I'm going to be taking this dark green color and I'm going to focus that only in my outer corner just to add some definition. Okay, so now using the concealer, I am not putting underneath my eyes ever. I will be using it though for my eyelids so I can cut my crease. Okay, so I didn't drag it all the way down to my outer corner. I did want that dark green down there. I only did it that much. Next, I will be using this bluish, greenish, maybe it's teal again, I don't know my colors, but I will be placing that right on top of where I put the concealer. I will say these colors blend so beautifully together. I fixed a little bit of the patchiness. There is still a little bit some, but it's not as noticeable, and it really doesn't look that bad. The next color I will be putting on my eye, which will be going over the light blue shade, is this sparkly deep blue eyeshadow shade. And now for the bottom of my eyelids, I will be using this light blue shade, and on top of that, I will be using the dark blue sparkly shade. Next, I will be putting on the dark blue shade. Something I have noticed is that it's not really taking right there, but we're just gonna keep on going. So for my eyebrow and my inner corner highlight, I will be taking this gold shade right there. Alright, and I am finally done with this eye. I know I literally say this all the time. I literally always say I'm going to do the other eye on camera, but that never happened. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to go ahead and finish this eye, and then I'll be back. Okay, so now that I am done finishing this eye, I did notice that there was quite a bit of fallout. It's normal, but I'm just gonna go ahead and brush off my bake. Is this how like Tati and Jeffree Star feel whenever they use their mirror? Because I feel empowered right now. So now that my bake is off, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to apply some blush. Obviously, I'm going to use the only blush I have. If you know any blush shades that are similar to this color, please let me know. Please comment down below. Okay, and now next for my favorite part, highlight, I'm going to be taking this highlight shade right here, which is also in my e.l.f. contour palette. It kind of has a cream, like the color of it is cream, and then it has almost like white sparkles, I want to say, which make it even lighter. And it gives you one of those like natural highlight looks. It is quite sheer, but I have noticed that it can be buildable, which is one thing I do love. And then next, I am putting it up and down my nose. Okay, so now that I'm done with my highlight, I am going to use this pink with gold undertone lip gloss. It is a Revlon lip gloss in the color Sandstorm. I absolutely love this look. I love how it came out. I love how the eyeshadows all blended in so beautifully together, and I absolutely love this lip gloss. Alright, and my last and final step, setting spray. I need to get more. A rocket just hit me in the face. But now that I am officially done, I'm going to take you guys outside, maybe find some sunlight. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted for this ringtone that's in the background right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys outside. Alright, and here we are outside. I absolutely love this look. I wish it wasn't raining right now. I am currently under this little canopy so I don't get rained on. I love my highlight. It looks so good. The blush is really standing out, at least to me when I look in the camera. It's really standing out against the green and blue eyeshadow. This lip gloss, it matches perfectly with my look. It doesn't draw away any attention, which I love because I want people to focus on my eyes. It literally took me an hour and a half to do. A long time. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up and click on that subscribe button, and comment down below if you have any suggestions for eyeshadow palettes you want me to try on. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. See ya!